Are you running Google Ads but are seeing absolutely abysmal results? You're seeing very few impressions, very few clicks. You have a big budget, but it's just not spending at all. You probably have a search term problem. And in this video, I'm going to walk you through all the different ways you can solve this problem and really start getting more searches, more impressions, more clicks, and eventually more sales for your company. Now, if you've never been to this channel before, my name's Matt. I'm the owner of Tradesman Digital Marketing. And in today's video, I'm going to walk you through a full guide on how to solve your search volume problem. So without further ado, let's get into it and start off with something that's very basic, and that is keywords. What we're going to do is come over here to our Google Ads account, and we're going to come over here to search keywords. It's under the audience, keywords, and content section. We're going to hit search keywords. And of course, you can add a certain campaign. If you only want to view one, you absolutely can. For this one, we're going to do pool installation, just so it's easy for everyone to understand. This is our demo account, so there's no real data in here, but this is going to give you a good overview of what we're doing. One of the very first things you can do is actually just add more keywords to get more search volume. People often overcomplicate this process. They look for a whole bunch of different things like audience segments and stuff like that. Normally, you can just add more keywords. It's very simple. All you have to do is come over here to the actual tool setting, hit planning, hit keyword. We're going to open this up so it's nice and easy for you guys to see. I did an entire video a little bit ago on how to actually do keywords and find them. Super easy, but you have to do it properly. You got to geolocate this to the specific location. Let's just do Ontario here. And again, only the area you want to advertise. And then for this one, let's do pool installation since it's in this campaign. Pool installation, easy peasy. You can add in a whole bunch of other keywords as well. And what you're going to do is come through here and you're going to see average monthly searches. If this only has 0 to 10, you can still add it to your campaign. If this just has 0, chances are it's not seeing any impressions whatsoever and it's not worth adding. But this will give you a great idea of what actual keywords to add and immediately bolster the amount of impressions you're getting every single month and getting more clicks and seeing more conversions at the end of the day. Now, say you have added a whole bunch of keywords and that has not changed anything. You're just not seeing any real results. What you can do is change your match type. Now, say you start off an exact match, that is going to be the strictest match type. This is going to limit the amount of impressions you can get, and it essentially only enables a certain amount of people to actually go after this specific keyword. Now, sometimes this is good and sometimes this is bad. In your scenario, probably not the best thing if we're getting absolutely no search volume. So if we're in exact match, you could easily switch this to phrase match by simply clicking this, or you could switch it to broad match. I often am very cautious when switching to broad match because it is very wide and it will go after just about everything. So you need to be careful with this and you need to watch it. The way you do that is very simple. You come over here to insights and reports, and then you come over here to search terms. And every few days you go through here and you make sure that the actual search terms that are being generated are relevant to your campaign and it's not coming up with pool installation, DIY tips and tricks and stuff like that, which has no relevance to your business whatsoever. The next thing you can do is come over here to locations and add more area. If we're only targeting one small city, if we add 5 cities, chances are there's more people in those cities, meaning there's going to be more people likely targeting what you have to offer. This is super simple and a great way to do it, especially if you can service those areas. Not great if you can't service those areas, but it is something very simple to boost search volume. So if we wanted to do Ontario and maybe let's add British Columbia for whatever reason, we can simply do that. All we have to do is come over here to include and then hit save. And now we've added the entire province of BC. You can do that with a state, city, whatever you want to do. But there's a super easy way to bring up search volume in case you are having difficulty with it. Another thing you can also do is look at ad schedule. If you're only running a handful of days out of the week, you might want to consider increasing it to maybe every day of the week or maybe every weekday. That way you have more time to actually put your ad in front of people. Maybe there's more search volume at 10 o'clock at night. You could try 24/7 schedule maybe for a week and see how that goes. Again, allowing more people to see the ad, more impressions, more clicks, and probably more conversions at the end of the day. Another thing I would also consider is coming over here to the actual campaign, hitting on ads and making sure you have 3 ads in every single ad group. The reason being is sometimes I've seen it in accounts where they only have 1 ad and Google will really throttle that ad, specifically if it has a low quality score, because Google doesn't like the ad and it doesn't want to show it. And that way you're only going to get a certain amount of views every day. Google's going to generally charge you a lot more and you're going to be in a very bad spot. So what I recommend doing is making sure you have 3 ads in every single ad group, which is the max amount you can have. Very simple to do. You can just add these to specific ad groups. So maybe we do above ground pools. As you can see, this only has 1. What I would do is I would copy this out. Easy to do. Edit, copy, paste. And now you may be saying, well, why do I want to do that? Like, that's clearly not going to work well. What you can do, this saves you a lot of time. You don't have to re-enter in the link. You don't have to re-enter in a lot of stuff. You can just change out some of the headlines and essentially get a brand new ad, which is really nice, very time saving, and allows you to build campaigns a lot quicker than if you were just going manually and adding every single headline. Normally for each of these ads, you're going to want 15 out of 15 headlines and 4 out of 4 descriptions. And as we can see here, let's see how many this ad has. I'd assume it has 15 out of 15, but you never know. I might have been lazy that day. So as you can see, all of this is doubled out. I would come in here and yep, this has 15 out of 15 and 4 out of 4. You are going to come in here and change all that. And then you're going to come down here, hit save, and then immediately turn the ad on. There we go. There we go. And as you can see, it's under review. Of course, it's not running. This is a demo account. But once you have all those ads, Google's going to test, and generally find an ad it likes more, which will help with click-through rate, which is, very important when it comes to quality score. Making sure you have a high quality score, a lower cost per click means more clicks, probably more sales at the end of the day, which is somewhere you want to be. Now, if you've added all these ads, you could also take a look at adding extensions as well, which are in the assets column. And once you add this, chances are your ad is going to be substantially bigger, meaning more people are likely to see it, more people are likely to click on it. This generally helps with quality score as well and allowing Google Ads to test more and more. Of course, only add extensions that are going to be relevant to you. Don't add random ones like a app if you don't have an app, especially if you don't want people to go there. Another thing I would look at is the actual audience segments. If you're using any sort of performance max campaign or you're set to targeting mode, specifically in search campaigns, I would adjust that. You would want to go with observation. The reason being is Google's going to take all of this data and just observe it. It's not going to limit you to one specific audience, which I've seen quite a few campaigns do where they're only targeting a audience with 1,000 people in it, and then nothing happens because there's not enough people in that audience. And it's hard explaining to people sometimes that, yeah, I understand we want to go after this specific audience, but there's a lot of people out there, and Google Ads AI isn't perfect at identifying all of them and what segment they go into. So yes, I understand that, but we need to gather data first. And the way to do that is to get search volume, which is a problem we're currently facing. So we need to turn it back to observation mode, which is sometimes a little bit of a headache to explain to customers. Next, we're going to hit save, make sure it's in observation mode. Keep in mind, I would add a whole bunch of audiences just to make sure that we can see all the data that is going to be relevant to us. Once that's done, I would come over here to campaigns and I would check our bid strategy. So for whatever reason, let's click on our little gear icon here. Maybe our bid strategy is set way too low. And this could be in maximize clicks. This could be in target CPA, whatever it is. It's just too low and we're not seeing any clicks whatsoever. I've seen this time and time again. Normally it will flag, but sometimes you never know with Google Ads. It's not always perfect, but it will say at the top, hey, you need to increase this. But in case you do need to increase that for whatever reason, very simple. For maximize clicks, you would just change this number out to something higher. Normally I would recommend finding the keyword planner, the highest price. The bid limit is just set so Google doesn't spend like crazy. Normally you're going to get stuff way under $25 if the top of page bid range is $25 or whatever it is. If you were doing target CPA, we can change here. We can go over here to conversions, to target CPA. Maybe it's set to 50. All you'd have to do is change those, hit 75, and then hit save and go from there. Very, very easy to do. Another thing you could also do is go with the actual networks and add in the search partner network, which allows you to display your ads on partner networks with Google, which Google isn't completely transparent with all of its partners, but you can get a massive reach and also a massive amount of more search volume, which is awesome for the scenario we're in. All you'd have to do is actually check this off and then hit save. This will allow you to display on all the partner networks. But one of the downsides of this is it's not as regulated as Google's organic search. So chances are the quality will be a little lower than if you were just going with the actual Google search engine, just because Google seems to have better security, better monitoring, and it kind of knows a little bit more than on the search partner networks. One thing I would definitely recommend against using is the display network. This thing is absolute garbage. I have an entire video on this. Please do not use this. Please do not check it off. It is terrible. So once you're happy with that, you hit save and you should be good to go. Now, another thing you could also do is add in different types of campaigns, which will allow you to go after different types of ads. Specifically, if you're using just a search campaign, you could start using a performance max campaign or a display campaign or a YouTube campaign. It's going to be very specific to your own situation on what's going to work best for you. But generally, if you're able to target with audience segments, you're going to get a much broader volume of people that are going to be able to actually go on and click on your ads. So performance max generally has a lot more search volume than a search campaign. The issue is the trade-off in quality. Generally, you're not going to be able to go after those specific search terms with a performance max campaign, same as you would not be able to go after it with a display campaign or a YouTube campaign. It's a lot more limited than a regular search campaign, but that is also another option. Now, after all of that is applied, you should be having a decent amount of search volume come into your account. In that case and scenario, you're going to need to optimize your account, and I would highly recommend getting our completely free Google Ads optimization checklist. The link for this is down below, and it walks you through on what to do on a weekly, monthly, and 3-month basis. It also lets you jot down your results so you can see you're making progress month and over month, and as you can see, there's a couple people using it. Other than that, if you have any comments, questions, or concerns regarding Google Ads, leave a comment down below. I will do my best to get back to you. Other than that, you guys have a wonderful day. Take care, and I wish you all well.